Greetings dear friends and welcome once more to this channel. I am 𝐅𝐨𝐥𝐥𝐵 from African Revolution Company. Today we are going to be talking about the else if versus switch statement in the C programming language. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. We are going to start with the else if statement. The syntax of the else if statement is as follows. We have if the condition to be evaluated and uh, the block of code to be executed, and then the else if and then the condition to be evaluated and the block of code to be executed. Remember that you could have many else if statement as needed, or depending on the problem that we have or the different conditions that we are having. On the last part of the else if is the else, and then we have the block of code to be executed. It's important to note that we use the else if when we are having a problem with many conditions to be evaluated. Then the switch statement, which is like an alternative to the else if statement. For the syntax of the switch state, we have various cases to be evaluated, the block of code to be executed, and the break keywords that take you out of a particular case. So this is the syntax of the switch statement. Remember that at the end of the switch statement, we always have a default case. So we are going to write some code to illustrate how the else if and switch statement works. But before we get to the illustration, I want you to know that the switch statement is more appropriate when we have so many conditions to be evaluated. So it's better to use cases and evaluate all the different state or conditions. I have launched Visual Studio. Visual Studio is an IDE, and I really love the IDE with the intelligent ability that it comes with. So we are going to start by creating a directory in which we will be saving different files. I'm going to do that using the command prompt. So to launch the command prompt, I will move to terminal, new terminals. Actually, the default terminal here is PowerShell, so I'm going to change it to command prompt. So now I'm using the command prompt. So I'm going to start by changing directory using cd, then I will move to the desktop. So I've changed directory to desktop. The next thing I will do, I'm going to create the directory that I will be using for this illustration. So I will call it programs. And now I will move to the directory that I just created using cd programs. Okay. So now I am in the program directory. So let me reduce this. So I'm going to I will look for open folder. Move to desktop. This is the directory I just created. Select it. So now we are in the program directory. So I will start with the first file, which I will call it else.c. Let me call it else.c. So here we are going to write a program that will tell us which medal a user has based on or their position. Remember that I always said that when you are writing a C program, you start with the basic structure of the program. Next thing to think about are the different variables that will be required in order to write this program. For the variables, I want this program to be able to take the positions in what that is in the form of characters. So to do that, I'm going to declare a variable of type character called position. I'm going to assign the value of first, first to it. So for this program, this will be the only variable that we will need, and you can see that I have initialized the variable position, which is of type character. For us to be able to compare strings in the C programming language, we will need to make use of another directory. So let's include that directory, which is called the string.h. Okay. So we'll start with if condition. And we are going to make use of the string compare function, where we'll be comparing the position. Just going to copy this back. Okay. So this is a program. So with this program, it evaluates the position and then it tells us which medal the person is having. So now we have written the program. Note that the variable is of type character, so it can only take string. And for us to write this program, we made use of the string compare function to actually compare the variable to the position. One key thing here is to note that in the C programming language as compared to the other programming languages like JavaScript, Python, it's difficult for us to compare value using the equal to operator. So to do that in the C programming language, we instead make use of the string.h directive and the string compare function. Whereas in the other programming languages like JavaScript, we will have just used if position equal first print, if position equal first print, else if position equal print. But in the C programming language, it doesn't work all like that. Let's save this program. I'm going to go back to the terminal. You can see that I am in the program directory and a C file is in the program directory. So I'm going to start by compiling our program. So to do that, I'll use GCC program has compiled. So you can see the executable file that has been created here. Let's run the program now. Gold medal. So looking at the program, we can see that it's working good. We have illustrated the usage of the else if of statement. We are going to write this same program using the switch statement. So it's important to note, as I said earlier, the switch statement does mostly with integral value. Let's create another file for the next program which we want to write. So I'll call it switch.c. Let's start with the basic structure of a C program again. The main thing you have to note here is that with the switch statement, our variable must be of type integer. That is, it must be an integral value. So we are going to start by declaring a variable of type in position. Then we'll assign the value of 1 to it. Another thing that you have to note is that in the C programming language, it is difficult to use the switch statement when we are dealing with a string or variable. That's why I said earlier that our variable must be of type integer. It means it has to be an integral value. So let's compile. The program has compiled and the executable file has been created. We can run it now. You can see that the program is working good. So thank you for watching this video.